Good evening. You're watching the news on Croatian television. Prime Minister and HDZ Party Chairman Andrej Plenković attended a commemoration marking the 28th anniversary of the founding of the HDZ in Velika Gorica today. In his address, he noted his government's achievements from reducing the public debt and raising the country's credit rating to growth in wages. The Prime Minister also addressed the ratification of the Istanbul Convention.
The Croatian government and parliament will handle this issue responsibly. It will explain in its proposed legislation everything that could be or is controversial to certain individuals, and within the framework of an interpretive statement provide safeguards that will very clearly prevent any kind of misinterpretation of individual parts of the convention. We are not going into this because of the opposition or because of our coalition partners. We are doing this because of the essence of the convention, and that is the protection of women in our society and in the family, and I have been very clear on that.
The biggest opposition party, the SDP, held a convention in Zagreb today at which some 1,000 party delegates adopted the party's new political platform and new party statutes. The party's leadership voiced confidence that the SDP is ready to lead the country. Some senior party officials, however, blamed them for the SDP's poor standing in the polls.
It is on us as Social Democrats, strongly grounded in our values, to ensure that those citizens who voted for us, workers, pensioners, the disempowered and the youth, hear us and feel our work, because politics for us is not about power but responsibility. The SDP is a modern political party, which this new platform indicates. The new party statutes will democratize and decentralize the party. The time of revolution is behind us. This is a time of evolution. This is the evolution of the SDP, resetting the party, a new beginning. If the elections were held today, more than 20% of our voters would vote for Živi zid and another 10% would vote for Most. Welcome to politics. Welcome to the citizenry.
Zagreb County Prefect Stjepan Kožić has resigned as the vice president of the Peasants' Party and has decided to not run for re-election as the leader of the party's county branch. He accused party chairman Krešo Beljak of autocratic rule over the party and expressed regret over backing his candidacy for party president in 2016.
What I thought the party would be, meaning that it would grow and develop, has not happened. Quite the contrary. It is moving in the opposite direction. It is becoming ever more centralized, and we have not achieved the goals we outlined at the election convention.
Agrokor's Association of Small Shareholders has applauded the work of the new crisis manager Fabrice Peruško. They say that he has focused his efforts on achieving a just and legal settlement for creditors and not on personal conflicts as his predecessor Ante Ramljak did. They say that this is clear from the fact that Peruško has recognized as illogical the decision to contest Sberbank's claims and has tried to include the Russian bank in the settlement negotiations. The Zagreb County State Attorney's Office has filed an indictment against 8 commanders and 14 members of Serb paramilitary units for war crimes against Croatian civilians in the Slavonian villages of Čojluk, Balinci, and Četekovac, where they killed 20 civilians and 2 prisoners of war and looted and torched Croatian homes in September of 1991. The 21st generation of voluntary conscripts were sworn in Požega today. President Kolinda Grabar-Kitarović called on the 323 conscripts to remain in Croatia and build their future here. Defense Minister Damir Krstičević and the Chief of General Staff, General Mirko Šundov, were also on hand.
We need selfless work and commitment for the common good, not only in military service, but in all segments of society. And for this reason, these events always renew in me the belief that we can confidently look to our country's future.
Today you have become a part of the Croatian armed forces, which emerged victorious from the homeland war. This is a calling that requires a lot of sacrifice, but is also a great honor. Our armed forces will continue to develop on the basis of the patriotism and winning spirit we showed during the homeland war, as well as the experiences we have gained in participating in international missions.
Today is Vukovar Veterans Day. It commemorates the formation of the unarmed Vukovar defenders in the village of Bogdanovci on March 10, 1991. With Croatia disarmed and effectively under embargo, these unarmed units were the only line of defense against Serbian and Yugoslav People's Army forces.
Today is a day when all of Vukovar's defenders can celebrate living in a free and independent Croatia, and it means a lot to all of us, and it brings back a flood of memories and emotions from our first formation in Bogdanovci to all of our friends. It reminds us of everything.
And taking a quick look at sports, in tennis, Croatia's Petra Martic is through to the third round of play at Indian Wells after beating Barbara Štricova of the Czech Republic 7-5, 6-4. In the second round of the men's draw, Borna Čorić plays Spaniard Alberto Ramos Viñolas later this evening. In the 25th round of play in the domestic football league, Dinamo Zagreb suffered its third consecutive loss, losing to Lokomotiva 4-1 this afternoon. Coach Mario Cvitanovic tendered his resignation after the game. In the other game, Hajduk Split beat Istra 3-2. Despite the loss, Dinamo continues to lead in the standings with 56 points, followed by Hajduk and Rijeka with 50 and 44 points respectively.
And now the forecast for tomorrow. Partly sunny and predominantly dry in the first half of the day, with rain moving in from the west and spreading to the rest of the country by the evening. Only eastern parts of the country will remain dry throughout most of the day. The coast will see southeasterly winds gain in strength in the afternoon, reaching gale force gusts in some places. Morning lows of 4 to 9 degrees Celsius inland, 8 to 13 on the coast, will give way to highs of 15 to 20 degrees, between 9 and 14 in mountainous regions and on the northern Adriatic. The 3-day forecast for the interior calls for variable weather, with intermittent rain and sunny spells. Moderate to strong southwesterly winds will bring highs of up to 20 degrees Celsius on Monday. The coast will see unstable weather with periods of rain and sun. Monday will see strong southerly winds and relatively warm temperatures.
And that wraps up the news. Be sure to join us again tomorrow night.